All right. Good morning. Happy Thursday. You guys all know that it's my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out here with all of you guys. And every week we bring you a different speaker that talks to you about something that you can implement in your real estate business somehow that can help you grow. Sometimes it's a coaching program. Sometimes it's a different niche marketing. Last week we had the senior transition guy on, and um, he talked to us a lot about how to work with seniors. That is something that you can do yourself just by taking the training that he did and implementing it. He has a coaching program that you could also join. And our speakers today, because they come as a pair, have something similar for you. They're going to tell you what they're doing, how they're doing it, and and you can implement it yourself, or you can work with them to implement how they're doing it, and they'll give you scripts and templates and all that kind of stuff. So, um, what I love about what they're doing is it gives you free marketing for your business. Yes, free. That you can use what they're doing to send out direct mail at zero cost to your business, and actually even potentially be able to make a little bit of money on it also. And they're going to kind of go through all of that. But I love it when I can bring you stuff that can get you more business for free. And so that's what these guys are doing. They put together this whole program, and they've been doing it for a while themselves, so they know it works. And I love it. And these people are near and dear to my heart. They're actually in the same coaching and mastermind program that I am in, and I just love watching what they're doing and how they're growing. And I want you to be able to use what they're doing to grow your business as well. So I'm going to mute myself and turn the call over to Rachel and Dalton and let them give you all the details. Welcome, guys. Unmute yourself and tell us what you got going on.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Debbie. It's so funny. People know us as Rachel and Dalton. Like they don't know Rachel, they don't know Dalton. Like we're always Rachel and Dalton or we're Dalton. And so yeah, we're really excited to be here with you guys. What we've created is, like Debbie said, it's not only free advertising and marketing for yourself, you can also make money off of it. So we've got a really short presentation to take you guys through to kind of give you a picture of what this looks like. So I will go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah. All right. So here we're going to explain how you guys can get free leads and I can actually make a profit. So the question I like to always start with is if you could send out unlimited direct mail pieces or postcards to your dream neighborhoods for $0 out of your pocket, how many would you send? One, 10,000, a million? I mean, I hope most of you say unlimited because that's really what this strategy can amount to. So to kind of give you a little bit of background on us and how we started doing this postcard strategy in our business, we're a marketing agency and then we also do real estate investing. So we use this to generate leads for real estate investing by targeting specific neighborhoods. But when we started, we didn't have connections. We didn't know anybody in the town. We weren't a part of any BNI groups or chamber. Nobody to really lean on and get referrals and maybe get advice. So, we started looking at marketing strategies, how we could generate leads. And, this direct mail piece, because we didn't have a big budget at the beginning, really changed our focus and how we can start to get our phone ringing and start to generate, good quality leads and not just garbage that never answers. All right. So here's the big idea about the postcard. You're helping other businesses hop on this postcard with you, and they're going to pay for the sponsorship and they're going to pay for the fulfillment. All you're doing is creating the organization of the card. And here's why it's really important because business owners, they all need exposure. They've all got a budget. they're trying to save every dime they can while keeping their business afloat and bring in leads. And this is just a really affordable way to get exposure, to get people coming in their front door, get their phone ringing. And what you get to do in the process is you get to create these great relationships by talking to them, getting them really affordable advertising. And who doesn't want that? I mean, it's a no-brainer for a business owner to spend just a few $100s to be on these postcards to go right into their ideal customer's mailbox. And the great thing about these cards is you actually get to profit on them. So you're making money in the process while you're also creating a win-win opportunity for the business and yourself. And you get to go on the postcard for free. $0 out of your pocket. All you're doing is just spending a little bit of time. And I guarantee as a real estate agent or a lender, you're already creating relationships and networking. So you're just bringing this into your circle that you're already, producing. So what is a community card? So it's an oversized postcard. It's usually 6.5 by 12, and then you can reach a massive neighborhood. So we personally do 2,500 homes. You can actually absolutely go more than this, and you just adjust the prices accordingly. And you can sponsor up to 16 local businesses on one card. So I know it sounds like a lot, but these things with the price point they're at, they're usually $150 to $250. I don't know any business owner that can look at any marketing advertising to get in a mailbox and spend just a few $100s. So, like I said, it's really a no-brainer offer for these businesses, especially when you've created the relationship they like and they trust you, they're almost willing to jump on more. And then you're also creating a credibility factor for yourself by having these other sponsored local businesses on there and, to make sure that you're trusted as well, especially if you're putting a really known business on there.
And just to give you guys an idea, we charge on the lower end at $150 per spot. We're located here in Missoula, Montana, where most businesses, they thrive off of referrals and word of mouth. They don't believe in a lot of marketing. And to give you an idea, these things still fill up in our area anywhere from a few days to a week. So that just shows you that even in the smaller markets, the old school markets, it's still working. And we're doing about 4 cards a month.
So just kind of give you guys an example of what the card looks like and how the sponsorships, would turn out. This is just a templated format. We keep it super simple so that everybody shares the same unique offer and it's promoting. So as you can see in the top left, the realtor that was on this card, he sticks out like a sore thumb. He's looking cool, calm, and collected, standing in front of a house ready to sell. So this is a great advertising piece, and you can take up as much space on this as you want because the way these numbers are structured, you only need to fill half the card. So if you wanted to take up one whole side to yourself and break even and just to get it out, guess what? You get the whole side to yourself. How awesome is that? Your picture, your branding, your logo, maybe your offer, it doesn't matter. You're getting the full prime real estate, however you want to present it. But if you want to make money, then at that point you would just take a smaller space. Put it back in present mode. Whoops.
Sorry, guys, hold please. There you go.
There you go. So here's the math and how it kind of works. So if you sponsor so instead of 16 businesses, if you're taking one for yourself, then you'd be at 15. And then you charge 150 a spot. So then you come up to about 2.2K. And then you're relatively making about $1,000 profit. And you're probably wondering, what's the cost of all this? So that's why we put it right here in this presentation. And then we have a printer that we use that is able to get this cost relatively cheap instead of going with a local printer that might charge you double than what we've got. So you don't even have to go find the printer. And then you're also, once you're making the profit and you're getting out, you're reaching up to 2,500 homes in their mailbox. And most people are not on their, I'm sorry, the only time like they're not on their phones is when they're going through their mail, they're showering or sleeping. So you're getting them at one of the points that they're sorting through their mail, and they're going to get eye caught on this giant postcard that sticks out like a sore thumb. So that's why this strategy works really great. And real estate especially is great for postcards. I know that's like a number one marketing generation for realtors. So
And I know we've said this many times already, but just want to reiterate that your spot is completely free.
So here's kind of like the 3-step process to launch your first card if you guys are interested in going down this path. So you're basically going to select a neighborhood or an affluent area that that houses are developing or potentially want to, they're going to start moving out. Anything that's got high margins that you want to make sure that people are ready to move in or sell. And then if you selected the neighborhood, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to start prospecting. So the best people to start reaching out to are people in your network that you already know. Use this to your advantage. They already know, like, and trust you. So they're a great portion to start fill these cards. Super easy, and you can get your first one off the ground very quickly if you have, even a small network. And then you pretty much just rinse and repeat until bald, as my coach always says.
I think the proper term is bald or rich, and we all want that, right?
That's
Maybe
right.
not the bald part, but
And then, we've had success stories where people have filled cards within days. And Daniel here, his biggest problem is how can he get business if nobody knew who he was? So he took this strategy and he decided to target, within a 2 mile radius of his business. And within his first 2 weeks, he reached out, using Facebook, email, door to door, and he ended up making $1,200 on his first try. And now he's running 3 cards per month. He's building consistent income and unlimited leads. So, like, who doesn't want marketing that pays you? Okay. And then pretty much here's why it works, because when you're using social media advertising, somebody can scroll through and it's off the screen forever. They close the app, it's never coming back. But when you put that physical piece of mail in their hands and you've got, multiple advertisers on there, because you can get like a pizza shop on there, most people keep some sort of food coupon around, and guess what? You get to hang along for the ride. But the physical piece, they have to physically take it out of their mailbox and go throw it away if they don't want it. And
yeah,
then
we've actually gotten feedback from people who receive these postcards that they keep them on their fridge or they keep them in their junk drawer because there's something on there that they know they're going to want or need in the future. So that means that you sit there right along everybody else in their drawer or on their fridge, and then maybe a promotion comes up and they need to move, and who are they going to use? Well, the realtor that's sitting in their drawer.
that's right. And then, like I said earlier, you're getting other credible businesses like a plumber or a landscaper or an HVAC guy, or maybe a lender that you work with, or other contractors or a stager, and maybe they've already built trust by other marketing avenues. So you're getting to hitch a ride off of their credibility too. So that's what really is great by being associated with these other businesses on there. And then the targeting with these, it's very local targeting. You're basically getting to blanket a whole neighborhood or area by the zip code with this strategy. So if they're in that mailing route, they're getting it. There's no doubt no doubt about it. And then the more you do this, the better your reputation and your credibility is going to stand. Where people are going to start to not ask who is this, but hey, I've seen you before, and then you'll start to get leads generated by people seeing your face multiple times. All right, so here's kind of like the 30-day launch plan to do this on your own. You just pick your neighborhood and then you pick what speaks to you, where you want to work with. That's the great part about this is you're choosing the geolocation of where you're targeting. And then you just start your outreach. You can craft a pitch and say, hey, I'm putting a postcard together. Here's the cost. And, most say yes when they see the value. And especially when you're showing them, a templated format. And then pretty much you're just collecting payment and you start designing the card. And then when you're ready to launch and scale, you just send it to the printer and they ship it out for you. It's all hands off. All right. You want to take this one over?
Yeah, so we put together a free mini course for you guys because we know that you can go do this in your area. So we wanted to kind of give a detailed outlook on what that looks like and how you guys can get started. So in this free mini course, it talks about EDDM, which is what you use to choose the neighborhoods. Um, Talks about exactly what community cards are and how they work, how to pitch to the businesses, your 30-day launch timeline, and real pricing examples. So you can see what you would be making off of each card, no matter what you charge. So if you guys want to scan that QR code, we will also drop it in the chat for you as well. Before I stop sharing my screen and check the chat, we're only on one screen here. I'll give you guys a second to scan that QR code. If you don't want to scan the QR code, we will drop the link in the chat for you guys as well.
I just dropped it, Rachel, so they're good.
Perfect. Thank you, Debbie. Awesome. Okay, everybody good on the QR code? I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Hey.
Okay, so it looks like there is a question in the chat about the printer. Like, where do you print these postcards? And you guys have a printer that you work with and that they can work with also, right?
Yes, absolutely. We have a printer that we recommend. He is based out of New York and he can ship anywhere in the United States. For, like I said, we're in Montana. He gets our cards over to this side of the country in 2 or 3 days. It's really incredible. But essentially, you just want to find any printer that can handle EDDM fulfillment. And that means that the printer will print the cards, bundle them per EDDM requirements and USPS requirements, and then send them to the local post office.
Yeah.
All right, and who figures out the local address list?
Actually, you don't have to have a local address list, which is another really cool part about this. That is what the EDDM tool is for. EDDM stands for Every Door Direct Mail. So essentially, you go in there, you type in a zip code, and then you narrow it down by route. So you can get as specific as neighborhoods. For example, here in Montana, in Missoula, Miller Creek is a really popular neighborhood. So on the EDDM tool, we find Miller Creek and we mail to Miller Creek. So you don't actually have to have an address list.
And what if I want to use the card for just 2 or 3 good businesses?
Absolutely. We highly recommend that model too, so that you don't have to get as many businesses. So then you just raise the price and lower the number of businesses, less work for you, and everybody is still happy because it's still very affordable, even if you only have 3. So that's a great point, Rashana.
How do you manage payments?
So we handle them through, we use Stripe as our payment processor, and we just run it through our existing business, our marketing agency. People who are doing this, they just set up a Stripe account, a PayPal account, whatever choice that you want to use there.
Yeah.
All right, and they're asking, I know that on the presentation you showed a sample of the card. Do you have that one, Rachel, that's right there by you that
Yeah,
you can show that's as big as your head?
yeah. So here's an example. It looks just like the one that was in the presentation. So as you can see, 6.5 by 12. It's huge. It would stand out against anything in your mailbox.
Excellent. And then who pays the postage?
So actually, that's bundled into the price that you pay the printer. So our printer, for example, he bundles postage into the fulfillment side of things. So he purchases the postage, so you pay him. He prints the cards, he purchases the postage, bundles it, mails it, everything.
Yeah.
Is there a minimum number of times a postcard has to be mailed?
I would recommend at least mailing 3 to get yourself and the participating businesses good results. Of course, you can start out with 1, you can start out with 2, whatever that looks like for you. But
Yeah.
we recommend 3 to 12 touches. We all know in sales that the number of touches can really get up there in order to make a sale.
Yeah, and to kind of explain what kind of marketing this is indirect marketing. So this is like treat this like a billboard or, signs that are on a bus. It's really just pushing exposure, not necessarily pushing results. Now I know we put offers on these, but offers make people kind of, get antsy and want to respond a little bit better than just kind of brand awareness. But the whole purpose of this card, it's not targeted to a specific, type of person or demographic. It's just a geolocation that you're targeting. So when you're explaining these to business owners, just ensure that you don't promise results, but promise exposure.
And Preston wants to know who designs the card.
So you actually do, but you don't have to be a designer in order to make them look good. For example, in our community, these templates here, it's just templated ads, so you can see they're all just alike. So all we have to do is switch out the text. So we switch out the offer, the phone number, maybe this photo and their logo. So as long as you can upload a photo and a logo and switch out some text, you are good to go. You
Yeah.
don't have to be a designer.
Yeah, this is all done through Canva. This
Mhm.
isn't some fancy Adobe
Yep.
program.
Excellent. And you guys understand that they have the templates in their system. And sorry if I'm asking again, but what is the minimum? Okay. So I think what she's asking is the 2,500 cards per each send. And so I don't know that there is a minimum, but that's kind of what you guys try to key around each time, right? Is the 2,500?
Correct. Yes. We have done up to 10,000 at a time, but that price really climbs up into the 600s when you're mailing out to 10,000. And in our area, that was not well received. Most businesses said that that was out of their budget. So when we got down to that 150 price point, that was really the sweet spot for our area.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a no-brainer at that point. But there is no minimum. Most EDDM print batches can go down to about 500. That's a really, really small number when you're looking for exposure. So we really don't recommend going under 2000.
Excellent. And so they're asking about templates and the printer. And so one thing that you guys should know is they have a community card playbook or community where they actually, Rachel and Dalton do, I think a monthly call, or is it a weekly call?
It's a monthly call.
Okay, so they do a monthly call and they have all the templates and everything ready for you in there. They have all the printers information. They have other people who are in there and sharing ideas, people that they've worked with, that kind of thing. So they do have a community that is very inexpensive. I think your community is $29 a month. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
And they also have an annual plan as well. But here's the thing, if you're sending out one postcard per month to get your business, the leads for your business, and you're able to make approximately $1,000 on each card that you send out, and you determine that because you can take up more spaces and make less money. Take up less spaces and make more money. Charge less and make less money. However you want it. Like, this is really your own thing. They're just kind of giving you the guidelines for what they've done. So you get to decide all of those things, how much money you want to make on it, if you want to make anything, what businesses you want to use, all of that kind of stuff. And if you send out one postcard and use their model where you make $1,000 each time you send out a postcard, paying $29 a month to get their tips and tricks and community support, like, that's truly a no-brainer, right? Like, who doesn't want to do that?
Thank you
Okay,
for breaking that
so
down, Debbie.
yeah, Rosie has a question about payments, and she has her hand up. So Rosie, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, because it's that maybe I don't understand. So when you reach a business to do the postcard, you say, for example, that they have to pay, let's go to see $100. So it's $100 per month because you send up on one postcard every month, or is just once?
That's a good question, Rosie. And it is completely up to you how you kind of want to structure that. We have some people who, when they're just getting started, they just do one card. So it's just $100 one time. And that way they can kind of just get their feet wet and get to know the businesses. It's a lot harder to ask for a longer commitment right up front when, people don't know who you are. You kind of let them warm up and then move them over to the monthly subscription model. That way you don't have to fill these month after month. So we recommend just start with one just to get your feet wet and then quickly move into that repeating model. Good question, Rosie.
Okay, yeah, because it's that another thing. See, they don't know me, how they are going to give me money.
So Rosie, here's the thing. I really want you guys to think about the business partners you already have. Your home inspector, your carpet cleaners, your anyone that you recommend on a regular basis. Tell them you're sending out this card so you can get more business and they can get more business. When you get more business, they get more business automatically because you're their referral partner. They are who you refer. but it's going to be a lot easier to sell to people you already know and trust you. So
Mm.
they're used to getting referrals from you. So why wouldn't they participate with you on this project? And then the other thing I would highly recommend on every card that you send out, have some kind of food, whether it's a pizza, a donuts, coffee shop, whatever it is, have some kind of food so that everyone feels like they can participate in it. Like everyone who gets the card goes, oh, yeah, I definitely want to buy one, get one free pizza, or, whatever it is, and they're going to save the card. If it's all other, like a roofing company, like you definitely want the roofing company on there. But if you only have a roofing company and a home exteriors company and like those really high dollar projects, well, someone who just moved in their home or isn't looking to do any major projects is likely going to throw the card away. The goal is to get them to keep the card, put it on their fridge, put it in their drawer, whatever, so that it's there and you are in front of them all the time. And you know what? Little secret, put your advertisement on the same side of the card as the food advertisement, because when they put it on their fridge, they're going to have the food advertisement out front. So
Yes.
there you go. Jose.
Did you guys say you guys were realtors in Missoula?
We're real estate investors and we own a
Oh,
marketing agency.
because I have a referral for someone up there. So if my information is in the chat, if you'll get a hold of me, I can do that referral.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Excellent. Okay, and so I'm going to go back to the chat again. Do you know how this compares against other EDDM marketing costs, cost-wise? So, like you guys have to understand when you pay someone else to do this for you, you're paying. What they're giving you is a way to do this yourself and get other people to pay for it, right? So, and also you're building a bond with those other businesses who are advertising with you, because you're not charging those exorbitant fees that other marketing agencies, or sorry for saying that. I know you guys are a marketing agency,
It's
but some
okay.
of them charge huge fees to do this, right? You're not charging that crazy amount. You're really just trying to get your marketing fees covered. And so if you don't want to make any money on it, then you don't have to. Sell each square on the thing for $100 or $150 and completely cover your cost if there's 16 squares. And Rachel, Dalton, whichever, how much does it actually cost to send out the 2,500 postcards?
So through our printer, it's $1,262 each time.
Okay. So
Mhm.
1262, and there's 16 spots on the card. You could take 4 spots and charge everybody $100, and it's basically free. Like
Yep.
that's what we're trying to get you to realize. This can be free to you. It can also be a moneymaker if you want to. Maybe you want to do some kind of promotion where you're giving something away. To get the pizza restaurant to advertise a buy one get one free pizza, you're buying $100 gift card to the pizza restaurant that you're going to figure out a way to, I don't know, maybe this is me speaking out of turn, but maybe there's a way to raffle it off or something. I don't know, like scan this QR code to be entered in the drawing for $100 gift card. Okay, so now I just made it more complicated. Sorry, guys.
No, we've had it was a auto detailer. He did something like that, entered to win a free auto detailing. So absolutely, you can get super creative. We've had people put hiring ads on here where like they're hiring and it's not a super qualified position and they know it's going to go to, young professionals or maybe some 18-year-olds looking for a job. So it's almost endless what you can do with this. People have promoted events, all kinds of things.
Yeah, I love that. Promote the events in your area. Jose, did you have another question?
I did not.
Okay. Orkeem.
Yes, hi. This is a great concept. Seems like a lot of fun and a good opportunity. Just I guess in the flip side for myself, I think Deborah has a lot of great people coming on board. And one thing we fail to do, I think, as investors or realtors, is sometimes do a Google search or a Yelp review to find out where the person stands or their history. I recently got burnt from one of the people that referred to this program. You know, the guy Solomon Floyd, he's a scammer. You know, you Google his name and his real estate license was taken from him in 2021. And this guy is using my name because I was supposed to host for him in New York City, and it's all a scam. So I guess my only I guess food for thought is just make sure all these people that come on board that you're talking about, research them to make sure that people that you want to do business with and they're legit people.
Great point, Orkeem. I love that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's also another really good reason why you start with the people that you know in the beginning, know, like, trust, and work with those people, and then certainly you can expand out. But that what a great point, Orkeem. Paul.
Hey, so I think my question may have been misconstrued. I understand it doesn't cost us anything if we sell it correctly. Well, my question is how does it compare against what they're being offered by other companies, right? So every week I see the donuts, the donut shop, the Chinese restaurant, I see all those ads come through Valpak and other EDDM resources. So I'm just curious, to get 2,500 doors for $150, have you researched what that would cost them through some of these other, methods? Like, is this competitive for them? That's my question.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question, Paul. So it is competitive. So at $150 for 2,500 homes, that is about 6 cents a card. And Valpak runs anywhere from around that 3 to 6 cents. I think it even goes up to as high as 10 cents. However, you're in a package with about 50 to 70 other businesses that you then have to flip through. So you have to thumb through all of the advertisements that are in there to find the ones that you would potentially be interested in. Another thing is Valpak will allow competitors in the same packet, but we do not. So that's a key component of these cards that people really like, that you would be the only realtor or you would be the only HVAC guy, only plumber. So that's a really big selling point there. Does that answer your question, Paul?
Yeah, totally. And I
Okay.
love this idea. The Valpak, I think, is maybe not as relevant because the size of this and the fact that it's right there. So it sounds like it's competitive, which is great. So that's awesome. Love the idea.
Well,
This is great, guys.
thank you.
Thank
I
you.
know
Okay.
Aurora had a question a little ways back, and I wanted to make sure we touched on it. They were asking if there was a Facebook group or something that we have. We have, it's just like a Facebook group. It is in our CRM. It's a community where you can post, you can message other members. We make posts in there, we comment back. So it's just kind of like a Facebook group that we've got there, Aurora.
And so for anybody who decides to do this, if you're in where Rachna is, she wants to advertise in Pittsburgh. She wants to be on your postcard if you're doing one in Pittsburgh. There you go. You got your first customer, right?
There you go. I love
Uh,
it.
did we get all of these? Oh, yeah, Nina put mortgage brokers, cafe, breakfast place, nail salons, hardware stores. Those are all great ones. Handyman, insulation, solar inspector, plumber, restaurant, bank, shoe repair, gym, yoga class, all need marketing. 100%. Thanks, Peggy.
Absolutely.
Luke wants to know where the card is going again.
So that is where you use the EDDM tool to pick the neighborhoods and the areas that you wanted to go to. So you can send it to neighborhoods that you've always wanted to sell houses in. Maybe you're kind of active in the area already and you want to sell more houses. People will use this as a way to say they just sold a house in the neighborhood and then they want to send it out to everybody else. There's multiple different ways that you can choose how to send these cards out and where to send them to. which is the really, really cool thing.
Yeah, or maybe your competitor is smothering a neighborhood with solo mailers and they're eating up their marketing budget, and then you get to do it for free and smother them right back. So
Yeah.
it's a really great strategy to be competitive.
Mhm.
What a great I love that. Nathan, did you have a question?
Yeah. Hey, so when I'm imagine when I go out there to promote this method, it's better to have like a sample to show around with those local businesses. Can I ask the printer to send me like a sample card?
Yes. Yep, you absolutely can. He's got sample packs that you can purchase for that exact reason. And it's a fantastic idea.
Okay, cool. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it's a great idea. I think I'm gonna do it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Excited,
Uh,
Nathan. I know you're gonna do awesome.
So
So,
we need to
Mary,
purchase the sample pack?
Sorry, what was that?
We need to purchase the sample pack?
Yes, I believe it's $25 through the printer.
You don't need to, but it's definitely an option.
Yeah, you don't need to. You could always have some printed yourself.
Yeah,
We
we've made
have done
sales just
that.
off of a digital copy.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily
It's
needed.
not necessary, but the people who go to door, they typically like to bring one with. So
Yep.
Sure.
it's all dependent on your strategy, but it's not necessary.
Okay.
I would
Will they
imagine that
put, I'm sorry, will they put our picture on it if we purchase the sample pack, or it'll just be that standard, some other realtor?
Yeah.
It'll be a templated format. There won't be any other businesses on it. It'll basically just show the stock and quality of the card and the layout of it. There won't be anything tailored towards a specific business.
Actually, just recently, sorry, I
Oh,
didn't share this with you, but just recently the printer did start allowing for custom
Oh.
custom community card samples. So that is a possibility. You could have them printed with like your advertisement on there.
so,
Yeah.
printers always do an overrun, right? They need 2000 and they print 2020. So they in case any of them get messed up when they're cutting them or whatever. So, Rachel and Dalton, what would be a really cool idea is if they took those overages that they had and like made sample packs from those ones so that they could see what other areas are doing. And so when you get a sample pack, you might get 5 or 10 different sample cards in it, but they're all overruns from previous printings for other people. So, I mean, that would just be my suggestion. But anyhow,
Correct.
Marianne wants to know if you can do a smaller card.
Yes, for EDDM, you have to stick within the like EDDM approved sizes. And the lowest size, I want to say that's EDDM,
5.7, I think.
is it 5x7? It's either 5x7 or 6x9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just as long as it's EDDM compliant, which the printer that you're going through, whether it's our printer or a printer of your choice, they will know those sizes.
Yep.
But yes, you can do a smaller card.
I would imagine that it's probably going to cost really close to the same amount to do a smaller size. And
It
so
does.
like because the postage is going to be the same
Mhm.
and the printing is going to be the difference in printing is going to be minuscule, so you certainly could do that, but my question would be why you want that
Mhm.
big card that people are like, wow, what is this? You want it to stand out in the mail.
Right. Yeah, it's
um,
only about $100 difference between the 6x9 and the 6.5x12. So that's one size down. So if for us, it makes sense to just go ahead and do the 6.5x12.
Yeah. So Jenny's asking a question, is the $150 in addition to the $29 monthly fee? So I don't think that, Jenny, you're understanding. The $29 monthly is for their community to go in there, get all the templates and the support. And Rachel and Dalton, are you guys still offering the one-on-one for anyone? That is if you do an annual, because they have an annual package. So if you do the annual package, they are offering a one-on-one with them to help you kind of fast start, get everything set up.
Yep.
Thank you for shaking your head yes, as I'm
Yep.
like just giving away all your time and everything.
Nope, offer still stands. Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah. And so, okay, can you can you upload? Okay, so no, you cannot do this with uploading your list of clients because that's not EDDM. EDDM is super, super, super cheap for postage because they just give a crap ton of them to the mailman and he puts it in every single box, right? Just like those like flyers and stuff that you get in there from Ace Hardware or whatever. So it's very different if you're sending out to your clients specifically versus sending out to everyone. And so we do have some options. You know, I work with a company called Mailbox Power that can do that kind of thing for you where you can send out, and I think it's a great idea, you know, to send out to your clients a special deal each month. But it's going to cost a lot more than doing this EDDM. So,
And looks like Robert was asking, can you select different neighborhoods to mail to get quantity of 2,500? Yes. So when we do our Bozeman card, we actually have to put two neighborhoods together. One is on the east side of town, one is on the west side. So they don't have to be like all in this within the same area. You can do different sides of town to get that 2,500 quantity.
so no, there is not an initial fee. I'm sorry, I started on that. So the community is $29 a month or $290 a year. There is no like startup fee or anything like that. You just pay the fee to be in the community. And then the $150 that we're talking about is what you charge people who want to advertise on your card. It's not something that you pay. I hope that cleared it up for you, Aurora. Can another realtor in my town sign up to send the same postcards? Well, of course, but they're not going to have the same people on it as you are because they're going to go out and find their own advertisers. So, yeah, you know, there's no limit to like there. Rachel and Dalton can't say, "Oh, you're in the same town as Debbie is, so we're not gonna share how to do the card with you." Like this is something that anyone can do. Like you can take the information that they gave you today and go and do it yourself. You don't have to join their community. It's just they have templates and scripts and things that are gonna like help you fast track this and get to the point where you're making money. But you can take what they told you and go do it, implement it, and so anyone can do this. They're just making the path easier for you and really bringing your attention to something that you may not have thought about before. MD, do you have a question?
Yes, I do actually. Hi, Debbie, Rachel, and Dalton. So I have a question about the sampling things. So as you said, like I get a preview card or sample card. So I want to do one thing, just print one or two sample card like and I'm just gonna make on Canva of their things like, look, this is going to be look like yours if you put. This is just a copy, and I'm gonna send it to around this whole area in Lansdale, Pennsylvania of 2,500. So I don't know, like the price is $150 or $200, whatever it is. So just I can advertise myself free. So is that something possible or feasible in this case? Just
So you're asking
models that you can.
Sorry.
Or this like a 12 by 5 and 8 with the sizes that you mentioned. So I need like a two different samples. So this is going to be cost you like a smaller one cost you like $100, bigger one cost you $200 or $300, but like so in 8 spots. So I made that sample before I go them digital because I see people like more of a like a feeling. So and I have some connection with all the different type of people, local business, contractors and all. So I'm going to try to unite them so that we can refer each other on this small locality. So is something that possible with the EDDM?
Yes, absolutely. You can definitely do that.
Okay. So I should contact with you after the.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to us.
I got you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Dalton.
Yes, thank you for your question.
All right. So anyone else have any questions? We kind of went the whole time this morning, so we only have 9 minutes. I think we're not going to do a breakout room. So like, okay, did everybody put their contact information in the chat? We know since we're not doing the breakout rooms, I want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity to get your contact information in the chat. Thank you, Ramjel, for putting mine. And Lori, yes, I did say crap ton. I don't remember what it was, what I was referring to, but yeah, thank you for getting the laugh out of that. Anybody else have any questions or anything they want to say? No? Okay.
Yeah, I just want to ask, can Rachel and Dalton put their information in the chat?
Yes.
Yeah,
If they haven't already, that's a good idea.
perfect. And so you'll see that I dropped in the link for their free mini course. You know, so that is in there. And I think it has the offer for their community on it as well. Is that correct?
Yes, it does. Mhm. Yep.
Excellent.
Well, I'm sorry for taking up all the time.
It's okay. Like I was like really engaged and excited about this conversation. You know, not every week do I get to bring you something that you could do for free and get your name out there and start getting leads. And like in the Facebook group and the people that I talk to on a regular basis, I listen to so many people tell me how much they're struggling in the real estate business. And a lot of them, they just don't know where to start. Listen, people, start with this for free, right? If you can market for free, start here, do this, and then figure out other things that you want to do. So yeah, I absolutely love this. We got 7 more minutes, people. Anyone else have a question or anything that they want to share? Has anybody else done something like this before?
I just want to
did.
say, you know,
I did.
oh, go
I
ahead.
did
I'm sorry.
something like that. But just on the seller booklet, I created a seller booklet, and then I created a preferred vendor directory on the back of my cover. I didn't even have to pay a penny to print out all the whole book, because I reached out to all the vendors locally: painter, inspector, attorney, and mortgage broker. They love it.
There you go. Somebody's already done something similar to this. It's not exactly the same thing, but something very similar. And it's really talking about getting your advertising for free.
Hi, Debbie.
Yes.
It's Norm.
Hi, Norm.
Norm sells Denver. So when you talked about you were able to market to 2 different parts of Bozeman, are you giving the printer zip code or name of a subdivision?
Yes. So we give them the zip code and then the routes within that zip code. So you will most likely have 3 to 4 routes that equal the 2,500. So you'll send zip code and then the routes that go with it.
And it would be only residential, it would not be commercial properties?
You actually can send to businesses as well that are within those routes. So of course it's going to be less than the homes, but you can select businesses too. So we send ours to businesses since we are a marketing agency. We make sure we get in the businesses' doors as well.
Okay.
That's a good question. Can
And
you
then your printer, your printer info, I go through your webpage to find it?
It's within our community.
Okay.
Yep.
So Rachel, that was a good question. Kind of the opposite. Can you opt out of sending it to businesses in the routes?
You can. Yes. Yep.
Excellent. Good to know.
I just want to point out, I would recommend doing it because you're giving them a chance to see the advertisement itself and its marketing to the business to potentially market themselves on the card. And you always put your contact information on the card that when it goes out and says, hey, if you'd like a spot on here, you know, call this number. I'd love to talk. So I wouldn't recommend excluding them.
Yeah. So for example, what Dalton's talking about here in the middle, we say reserve your spot on the next mailer with our phone number. So this is landing in businesses' doors, and we have gotten calls that way for people who want to advertise on the card.
Excellent.
Okay,
Love that.
So guys, I've been using the EDDM for years.
Yep.
I have my lender pays for all the printing, and all I do is pay for the postage. And every zip code has all the mail routes. and you can select streets. I highly recommend sending to businesses because that business will call you and you can set up a referral network with them. So yeah, I mean, I've been using it. I send out about 640 each month to like 3 or 4 streets, and you get on a rotation. So it does definitely work. I sold a $987,000 lot. They got my postcard.
Nice. That's awesome,
Very cool.
George. That's so cool that you've already been using it and it's working for you. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing
I've been
that.
using it for probably 7 or 8 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's a powerful tool.
All right, anyone else? We're like about 3 minutes till, and so if nobody else has any more questions, sorry, I was just responding to it.
One question, Debbie, maybe somebody already asked, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Can I give it a shot, like a first round, like you said, like what Rachel said earlier, that get my feet wet, that kind of scenario? So with that being said, so I have to supply you with a list of vendors that will be a part of the postcard. Is that what you're looking for?
No, so that's actually that information would be for you to know so that you can get the postcard put together with their ad design, the information that they want on the postcard, and you'll be collecting payment from them. And then
Okay.
you submit your order to the printer. It doesn't go through us. We just give you the printer directly. We don't
Okay.
want to upcharge for any, fulfillment or anything. We just hand you right off to the source. He
Okay.
is wonderful and he will take it from there.
Yep.
Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, and then the fees, that there's 150 to that, or who pay? I mean, where the 150 goes? I mean,
And
150, that's what I'm supposed to charge per vendor. Is that what you're saying?
correct,
So like
Yes.
say like 10 of them will be 1,500.
correct.
But then in terms of the postage, and then I will be the one that paying for the postage. Pretty much the 1,500 will help to pay for the postage. Is that correct?
It'll pay for full fulfillment, print, postage, mail, everything.
Mhm.
So that cost will be included by the printer, and then he'll handle getting it to the post office, and then USPS will actually handle the delivering.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys just, I want to kind of reiterate, bring this all back to circle. She said $150 per square, and she said 10 squares for $1,500. And there are 16 squares on the card. That leaves 6 squares for her to advertise her real estate business and collect $1,500. The printer is going to charge you $1,262. So you just made $248 for doing that. And if you want to not have to do it yourself, hire a VA, that $248 left over, hire a VA to set up all the ads for you, to do the graphic design that is pretty simple. So hire a VA, get them to do it. It really makes you hands off. All you have to do is contact people and ask them if they want to be in, send their information, whatever they give you, their contact information, their logos, the photos, anything that they want to use, give that to the VA, let them put it all into the template, and you're done. Like, bada bing, bada boom.
So each card is 1,500. All
Each
in.
card is, she said 1,262 for 2,500 addresses.
Oh,
So
1,260. Okay.
yeah,
And that's varied by each printer. That's just the printer that we go through.
Yeah.
exactly. So this is, if you're doing exactly what they're doing, you're using their printer, you're selling the squares for the $150. There's 16 squares. If you're doing this the way they just mentioned, and you use Aurora's situation where she sold 10 of the squares, there's 6 squares left for you. You made $248, and you use that to pay someone to do the graphic design for you. A VA can do that all day long for you, and easy peasy. Okay, you guys, we are at the top of the hour, so we are going to put a lid on this one. I appreciate you, Rachel and Dalton, for sharing this, because you gave them enough information to go out there and do all of this by themselves. If they don't want to join your community, they don't have to, but I would highly recommend Joining their community, if you do, and I'm dropping the link in there one more time, if you join their community and you do the annual thing, you'll get to meet with Rachel and Dalton one-on-one because I offered up their time again. So there you go. Yeah, so thank you, Rachel and Dalton. Thank you, everyone, for coming here and asking such amazing questions.